Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about whether or not you should part out your car, and three things to consider when parting out a car or vehicle, whatever. And those three things are time and space, ability and tools, and profitability. So with that first one, time and space, the car's probably not gonna you're not gonna sell everything, engine, transmission, hood, front end, interior, all these things. They're not just gonna sell bam overnight. It might be a week, 2 weeks, a month. Depends on the demand for the vehicle that you have. So you need to think about those things, whether the vehicle is going to sit there for a while. Is it going to be in a spot that is a pain in the neck? You saw the rims and tires off from it, and suddenly it's sitting on blocks, and you can't move it at all. And your wife says, "Hey, that thing needs to move because it's an eyesore." And you go, "Shoot, I didn't think about. I just sold the rims and tires, and now you're like trying to jack up your daily and put it on blocks and take the rims and tires off that and move it around." Put it in a spot where it's going to be able to sit for a period of time, and then kind of have an end in mind for the vehicle. When I sell the engine, the transmission, and the front end, then I'll part it out, or I'll take it to the scrapyard. Or when I'm going to pull the engine and transmission, I've got a spot in the garage I can set those off to the side. And then once I've sold the front end and the interior or something, try to maybe pick an end date when you've sold these major components. Then I'll take the car to the scrapyard and it'll be out of the way. Speaking of the rims and tires, I generally like to hang on to the rims and tires, and then if I'm going to sell them after I've taken the car to the scrapyard. It's kind of hard to load a car on a trailer without any rims and tires. You know what I'm talking about? Unless you've got a forklift. Some people do, and that's real nice. But most of us are going to be using a come-along to pull a car up on a trailer. So that's something you want to think about with the time and space. The next thing is the ability and tools. Do you have the knowledge and stuff? Can you pull an engine out of an engine bay? Do you have the tools to do it? Do you have a cherry picker? Do you have these tools and the know-how to pull these things apart without damaging them? Do you know that the parts are good when you take them off and sell them? You don't want to be selling people parts that are junk or don't work. So you want to think about the tools and ability. Do you have the ability to do these things? Last thing, probably the most critical, profitability. Can you make money doing this? Or gauge the vehicle. You need to look at the vehicle. Is this a Chevy Malibu that everybody drives and everybody needs parts? Somebody hits a deer every week with one of these cars, and so there's a huge demand for the front end, and you've got a good front end. I personally don't like to part vehicles that have had front end damage, because nobody fixes the rear end. When it gets rear ended, it goes to the scrapyard, because that's a hard thing to fix. Unless the motor and transmission are good, then if you can get it for a song, then be a good choice. But so you want to think about those kind of things with profitability. Would it be better, you buy the vehicle and you go, this person was going to scrap it because the head gasket was bad. I wouldn't be able to sell the whole engine anyway, and I have the ability to change the head gasket, take the head off, have it sent out machined, deck the head, and put $100 into parts for a head gasket kit and timing belt, and that kind of thing. And then, you know, I only spent $500-600 on this car, and then I can sell it for $1,500 or $2,000, versus if I parted it out, you know, and I didn't put the money into parts, and I got it for $300-400, $500, and sold the parts, and, you know, spent all this time and had it sitting around, and I still only made, you know, $1,500 on it or whatever, versus fixing it and selling it quicker, and making $1,500, $2,000 on a running vehicle. I always try to fix the vehicle if I can. Parting out vehicles is one of those things that it takes a lot of time, which my time is getting more and more valuable as I get older. I've got more things going on, and I just have other things that I'd rather do than pull out an engine for somebody, and so it needs to be very profitable for me to want to part a car out. So that's 3 things that I think are very important to consider when you're thinking about parting out a car, versus maybe fixing it or what have you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. That'd really help me out, and I would appreciate that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.